Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Perillo, and on my mind is typically what's in the news today, and that is in the past 5 minutes, at least 5 billion new tools using AI have been released. Or at least that's kind of what it feels like. As much as everybody, like last year and the year before, was all about, oh, crypto, NFTs, metaverse. Like, a lot of that buzz has died down, and kind of glad I didn't really talk about any of that because I thought it was just buzz. I mean, interesting, certainly, but maybe there's a future for that stuff, but a lot of those people have kind of moved on. AI, that's the thing. And we were talking tools like Midjourney, which I've loved. I stopped my subscription because I wasn't generating images as much over the past month or two, but I'd still use it. It's easily a go-to tool if I needed to generate images using AI. I thought it was amazing when I did use it, and it was only just a few short months ago. I just couldn't justify the cost. And then tools like ChatGPT, which you see being used behind me. This is live.perillo.com, a 24/7 stream of video games, geeks, geekery, developers. We got software development happening 2 times over. Thomas Carter is developing a game in real time. He actually used ChatGPT a few minutes ago to correct some code. And Fusion Dev is also actively using ChatGPT on screen. So if you want to screencast, share a screen, do something geeky, pop over to live.perillo.com. AI is not going away. Not going away anytime soon. And how we see AI right now is playful. These new tools that are being released at breakneck speed are transformative. Transformative in both a good and a bad way. Good in the sense that I can save so much time. I've used prompting to build out, let's say, descriptions for YouTube videos or tags for YouTube videos, which otherwise would require like brain power, like brain processing. Okay, what am I got to do this, then I got to do that. I can save so much time and have the computer do it for me. Have the AI do it for me. Fine, great. Push a button and go. That's exactly how a lot of these tools are meant to work. But bad in the sense that, well, let's say writers. I mean, I'm a writer by trade. That's my background, at least creative writing. AI and writing with AI, whether it's creative writing or let's say expository writing or let's say writing for content marketing, that can be done by computer, replacing an individual. Okay, you're thinking, no big deal, Chris. I'm not a writer. I'm not in marketing. I don't do any of that. Yeah, but how many companies rely upon those people? Okay, let's say, oh, Chris, well, I'm a developer. I know code. Yeah, but guess what? So does ChatGPT. Today, a year from now, if it's not OpenAI, if it's not these open systems, someone else is going to come along and build models that can effectively do what you're seeing happen now, only 10 times better. 5 years from now, 100 times better. I mean, this stuff is just advancing like breakneck. So when we take all of what's happening with AI, the cool utility of it, and the useful, excruciatingly painful utility, and I say it's painful because I look at that and think that was something that before you had to go to a human to do. And that's painful because that's potentially replacing a human. And I know people are going to say, no. Yes. Yes, because it works well enough. You could argue, well, it's not that yet, but it works well enough. It doesn't have to work exactly the same as a human being to work well enough to replace. Just like Midjourney, you make the argument, well, I could hire a graphic designer and I should because I get No. Tools like Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, I'm just pulling those tools, just out of thin air. There, I'm sure plenty others, thousands, I'm sure have launched in the time that I just started recording the video, work well enough. And when something works well enough, that's the delta. Replacing what? A graphic designer, an artist. Replacing a what? A writer. Replacing what? A marketer. Replacing all these people that you might require to build a business. Yeah, but you still need technologists. Yeah, you do. Today, you do. Tomorrow, I'm not saying it's going to replace scientists, but being able to get through a lot of these tougher problems, AI might be able to solve it. To be able to develop something, you want to make a game, okay? You want to make it your way, fine, but AI could probably do it better 10 years from now. So it's replacing developers, it's replacing creators, it's replacing. You think creators, is it replacing me? No, physically, it's not replacing me. But what it's replacing is my ability to generate an income. What it's replacing is my ability to lead a life in this society, right? That requires me to be able to have money in order to get the things I want. Well, if I have no ability to make the money to be able to do the things that I want to do, or to get the things that I need to be able to provide for my family, that's the problem. That's the problem. It's not a problem that these tools aren't useful. That's where I feel pain, and where I wish we would just pause and just think, okay, yeah, that's fine, but let's just think about what's going to happen. Because y'all, it's going to happen. And I haven't even begin to discuss the security implications upon which we are just on the precipice of. Because you're talking about, like, a world that still deals with faxes. And now, in terms of security, we're dealing with artificial intelligence that can effectively cheat being human. Like, it's just, it's painful. it's exciting. It's scary. It's thrilling. It's all those things rolled into one. So there was a post, and I'll link it in the video description, Planning for AGI and Beyond. This was posted by Sam Altman over at OpenAI. Their mission is to ensure that artificial general intelligence, AI systems that are generally smarter than humans, and that would be AGI for short, benefits all of humanity. So it has the potential to give everyone incredible new capabilities. Yes, absolutely. We can imagine a world where all of us have access to help with almost any cognitive, have access to help with any cognitive task, which is what I was referring to earlier, providing a great force multiplier for human ingenuity and creativity. But where does that leave us, right? What happens when it gets smarter than us? So they've thought about how to effectively cap or nerf AI or AGI so that it stays contained, if you will. As their systems get closer to AGI, they're becoming increasingly cautious with the creation and deployment of their models. Fine, that's great for them. What about the others? That's great. They have ethics. That's awesome. But what happens when someone else comes along and they don't have ethics? We're talking about upending civilization. And I know that sounds so dystopian. Chris, you're just being dramatic. It's hyperbolic. I'm telling you, we really got to start thinking about this stuff. You know, I sit here as someone who's built community and engaged with people, and AI, I don't think can replace that human connection. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is people losing their livelihoods because AI has replaced them, and it's more cost effective to work with software than it is to hire someone who would otherwise, not have a job. Like, that's concerning. Where are you going to find yourself in all this? And don't think you can escape it. Because even if you can escape it, because you've got a craft or a trade, everyone around you can't escape it. And we are, as much as people don't want to admit it, we're a global society, right? We with one thing, we're an ecosystem. We're an organism, right? And when one part of us fails, it's like dominoes or potential dominoes. I think we all kind of saw that in and about the pandemic, how one thing impacts another. One person impacts another. What one person does impacts something, on the other side of the world. And this is, maybe that is a bit hyperbolic, but I think you should understand where I'm coming from here. And my greater concern when we, the royal we, I'm far from royalty, don't stop and think about what's going to happen when that changes. Not if, when. How soon is that going to change? Do I have to worry about that 5 years from now? Do I have to worry about that now? Do I have to plan ahead? How am I going to plan ahead? Like, our whole system is built on the idea that I can take something in my expertise and generate revenue. Well, when a computer can do it, what's my place in that? Where do I fit? You might think, oh, Chris, they can, you can't be replaced. Really? There are Twitch channels that are AI driven. Like, entire Twitch channels that exist, and it's cute right now. It's fun. It's interesting. I worry about when it's no longer fun and interesting.